everyone, Anthony Vapes, and I am back again. This one's going to be my review on the Griffin 25 Plus RTA by geekvape. Quick thing, I'm using my Copper Battlestar this time. I haven't reviewed this mod yet, but I really can't recommend it enough. I even got a chance to play with the stainless steel temp control, and it worked way better than I thought it would. So I'm very, very impressed with this mod, and this doesn't even have any paint to scratch off. It's like bare metal. So, very nice looking mod. Highly recommended, especially at the price they go out, which is under 40 bucks. Anyway, to my tank, the Griffin 25 Plus from geekvape. You'll see it says Kennedy style bottom airflow, RDTA juice flow channel, easy wicking, the same as an RDA, big velocity deck at 18.9 millimeter. It includes the Griffin 25 Plus, the Allen key, flat top cap, spare parts poly bag, replacement glass tube, single coil ceramic blocks. Let's take a look at those accessories it comes with. So we have the flat top, which has no airflow control on it, compared to the one that comes on standard, which has a air control on it. The drip tip does not come with it. This is a different drip tip that I bought separately. Here's your O-rings. They have different color ones too. They have some nice little Tiffany blue. Don't hate it on me for liking the Tiffany blue. And a 510 adapter if you want to use your own 510 drip tip, grub screws, a lot of other stuff. I love the geekvape products because they give you so much extra spare stuff in them. It's just, you know, they do a really good job and good quality at a good price. So geekvape's definitely one of my favorite companies for atomizers. If they would ever come out with their G-Box 150 or G-Box S100, that would be great. There's your little ceramic block in there for single coil and a spare glass tank. Nonetheless. So let's talk a little bit about this tank. It is a 25 millimeter tank, hence the name Griffin 25. See, it's got the logo right there, the picture of a griffin. And on this side it says Griffin. Got the geekvape logo on the top. You got your bottom airflow right there, and you have a top airflow on the top, and the little drip tip. This is the same style the drip tip comes in. It's normally just a black one, the one that comes with it. So it's got large juice capacity, huge juice holes. Look at those juice holes under that, huge juice holes. So your 80-20 juice like this, absolutely no problem at all wicking. This build in here I have 0.17 ohm bill at 75 watts. No whistle, nice smooth airflow, just nothing wrong with it at all. It's a very nice tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into the up close. Doggy, come here. Come start with me. I'm going to cut into the up close. I'm going to show you guys how to build on it, how to wick it properly so that you don't get any leaks. And then I'll be back with the pros and cons. Alright guys, Anthony Vapes, and I'm here with the up close now, the Griffin 25 Plus. In the effort of saving some time, I decided it would be better to just put a build in there because there's nothing special about this deck. It is just a velocity deck, so I already have my build in there ready to go. 0.16. It is ready to go, ready to fire. I already got hotspots out, so I'm just going to show you guys how to wick and how to assemble the tank. It's a very simple tank, as you see. There's not a lot of parts to it. We have our glass. We have our little coil cover part. Chimney. So these two together make the chimney. You see the giant juice flow holes right there. Giant juice fill holes. And you see your chimney size. Pretty nice size chimney. Take some measurements here. So chimney's coming in at about 5.3 millimeter wide. 5.4. Yeah, we'll call it 5.5. That's a pretty good sized chimney. We'll give them 5.5. We'll call it. Your actual size of it is going to be 25. And your build deck is going to be about 15.8, we'll call it 16. So you can fit some pretty massive coils. It has the kind of the airflow, which comes in directly from the bottom. So let's go ahead and wick this up. Grab my cotton bacon. This is one that really does not need a lot of wick. Surprisingly, it wicks very, very efficiently. Well, I guess not surprisingly, since it has massive juice holes. But it's not going to leak on you either way, because it would take an awful lot of juice rushing in there to make it leak. But I still do prefer to close off juice flow when you can, when you're filling. Alright. Get my cotton spinned up, cut off this little annoying part. And we're just going to slide it on through. See, it's a little too much cotton. Like I said, we don't really need a lot. And this is a 2.5 millimeter build I have in here, not a 3. But you got room to fit a 3 if you wanted to. The 2.5 seems to work really well in this, in my opinion. Alright, so we've got our cotton there. And we're just going to cut for the second part. And again, a lot of this is basic. This is a very, very easy tank to wick. So that's a huge pro in my book. It's very easy to wick, very easy to build on, very easy to use. And those are definitely good stuff, because tanks that are a little finicky to wick can definitely be an issue for some people. Even experienced builders can have issues with finicky tanks. We just kind of want it to sit in the bottom there. So basically just going to sit on the deck. You don't actually stuff it through any holes. It just kind of sits on the bottom of a deck, similar to an RDA, and the juice will just come in from the bottom. Same here, we just want enough to make it sit on the deck. As you see, very small leads is all it really takes. I will use some vanilla bean from the sauce. And my cotton's already fluffy. I know I usually brush it, but right now my cotton's so fluffy it doesn't really need to be brushed. I didn't get a compacted piece, so. And I need my angle tweezers. And we're just going to lift up. Remember, we never jam in, we lift up. And we rest it gently on the deck. Same here, we're just going to lift our lead up and rest it gently on the deck. Make sure you're not blocking your airflow, because that will get you juice down on the bottom, and it will also give you less air. And again, very easy to wick. There's no stupid wick ring or anything like some of them have. All you do is sit it down on the deck, and you let gravity do its work. And there's plenty of room to fit cotton in. Even under here, you see this doesn't go all the way through. Right here on the bottom part, right here, there's room to stuff cotton, which is pretty damn nice. So you have plenty of room to stuff your cotton and not be blocked by air. And it just kind of goes around this deck. One of the easiest wicking RTAs I've come across, which again is a huge pro in my book. I like easy things to wick because they're fun to recommend for people, so I can't imagine anyone ever having a problem wicking or building on this RTA or having a problem with leaks. That's done, so let's go ahead and assemble our tank. There's a few different ways you can actually do this. Yeah, I'll just go one piece by piece. So we're just going to take our little chimney part here, screw that all the way in. You see when it goes all the way in, it closes off the juice flow, and then when it twists out a little bit, it'll open up the juice flow. Well, it'll be easier to show you when I actually take it off, because it's going to spin off the mod. So we're going to keep the juice flow closed for now, because I'm going to fill it, and then we got to put our glass part on. It sits pretty easily in place, and that just screws into the chimney. Nice and easy. Very simple, very user-friendly, very well made, very well designed. Ta-da! Giant juice holes. I love when we get giant juice holes because my very, very impatient ass can just pour juice into the freaking chamber. So I love the ones that have these huge juice holes, so I can literally just pour my shit directly into the chamber. Like, fuck it. Best way to fill, in my humble opinion. And the top part screws on. Now remember too, with this, you do have the option of the other top part. Right here. If you want to use one without juice flow control and air, you can put this on instead. And it'll screw into there. But I like the one it comes with standard, personally. Alright, then all you gotta do, pop this off. And I never have to close the airflow, not for these types of tanks. And I'm just gonna take it and spin it, so we can open up the juice. If I can remember which way to spin it. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to grab it here on the bottom and spin it open, the juice. So you see it has this little knurled part here. We can spin open and close for the juice. So we're going to leave it open. I like it all the way open. This sucker's ready to vape. Alright, so there she is all ready. Vaping at about 75 watts. All the way open on the air. You can hear the air's clicky, which is a very nice feature. And it does have a stopper in it. Very smooth airflow, very, very smooth. You can see the bubbles coming up here when it wicks. So plenty of room with a very thick 80-20 juice. Look at that big old bubble coming up, no problem, not getting stuck. Obviously I have it tilted sideways. See? So that's it for the up close. We'll go ahead and cut back into FaceTime and give you my final thoughts. Alright, so that was the up close look and how to build into this tank. Let's go over some of the pros and cons and whether I recommend this tank or not. Pros: large juice capacity, always a pro for me. I like to have at least 5 milliliter tanks. Personally, I don't mind 4, but anything lower than 4, I'm not really going to use too often. So, nice capacity in it. You got huge juice holes, so you're never going to have trouble wicking even with a really thick juice. You probably could get away with a max VG juice in here, but I never use anything higher than 80-20. Really, my juice is like 82-83% when I mix it, so, but I call it 80-20. But you'd be higher, you could go higher and be fine. Top airflow and bottom airflow, personally I like the top airflow closed on this. I just think due to just the chamber size and the way that it vapes, I think it becomes too airy and you lose some of the flavor. So I leave the top closed, but depending on how you want it to build, you can open it up for some extra airflow. Bottom airflow has a ton of airflow. Nice and smooth, no whistles. Juice flow is super easy to turn off. Just twist, and it's off, and twist, and it's on. So super easy to adjust the juice flow control on it. You know, one of the easiest tanks that I've seen as far as adjusting the juice flow control. So that is a huge pro in my opinion. Yeah. Other than that, that pretty much sums up all the pros. I really like the drip tip as well, and obviously the big velocity style deck. I love those. And the Kennedy bottom airflow. No leaks either. This tank will not leak on you. It would be near impossible because the juice would have to flood the chamber so much that it would go down through the airflow that's raised up. So you'll get a lot less leaking on styles of these than you would on like the side airflow styles, like the Aroma by the Supreme or Boreas, where the coils are right there. The coils are locked in the chamber, and the juice ain't going nowhere. Other than that, that's about it for the pros and the price. These are found around $30, which is a very reasonable price for a tank of this quality. I think I paid $25 for mine on Black Friday, but that was literally the lowest I've ever seen them. They're usually around, $30, give or take. I think GearBest sells them usually all the time for about $27, $28. If you go on their website, I think it's probably more, but still, $30 tank, absolutely great. That's the price range that I think is fair for tanks, and really fair for something of this quality. Cons, I don't really have a lot of cons on it. It could have a little more air. I know it sounds crazy because it already has a ton of air, but just because I'm used to vaping a lot of like 30mm tanks and the Supreme and the Boreas that have a bunch of air, I think this has a little less air than they have, but it's still a ton of air. I mean, it's more than pretty much anything out there, as far as like the pre-made tanks people use outside of the TFV8. But it could be a little bit more air. If it did, I'd probably go even a little bit bigger on my builds and really kick out some more flavor. But other than that, I really can't think of any other cons on this tank. It's an excellent tank. Do I recommend it? Yeah, I do. It's not the best tank on the market. It beats the VCMT one that I reviewed, definitely. I don't think it beats the Supreme, but I think it has a lot of positives over the Supreme because of the way it's designed, where there's pretty much no chance of anything leaking out. You get a true bottom airflow, where the Supreme is more of a side airflow, and you just raise the coils enough to where it comes under it. But the Supreme's still my favorite tank, regardless of those. But I think this does have some advantages over it. So if you already have a Supreme and you want something that's almost as good, but a little bit different, this is the one I would definitely recommend. So yes, I do recommend people go out and get this tank. I'm not sure how it compares to the older versions of the 25, but I think the only difference really between this and the 25 is the juice flow control holes are much bigger, which is what I would prefer. The reason I didn't get 25, that wasn't the plus, was because the juice flow control holes looked a little small for me, and I was worried about how it would wick. So I just waited for the plus, and I gotta say I'm very happy with waiting for that. Other than that, that's all I got for you today. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and I hate social media, but I set it up for it because apparently it's a good way for people to be able to see my videos. So check me out on both of those. I'll keep those up to date as much as I can. If you have any feedback, I'm always welcome to hear it, questions or comments, and thank you guys for watching.